Welcome back. My name is James Toto, filling in for John Tobacco, who is on Newsmax today. We are talking with Xen Sams. She's an actress, a model, and a mentor, and she's got a lot of information for us. So, welcome, Xen. Glad
Hello.
to have you on the show.
Glad to have you too. This is my regular Women Wednesday, and John Tobacco and I have been, friends for almost about a year and a half now, and I am the regular. So anytime I can help hold the fort down for John Tobacco to do the Newsmax, I'm here.
Outstanding. So, what's going on out there? What have you been uncovering lately?
Well, the Senate investigation found that the Obama administration, knowingly funded Al Qaeda affiliates. Now, a nonprofit humanitarian agency, World Vision United States, improperly transacted with the Islamic Relief Agency, otherwise known as ISRA, in 2014, and with approval from the Obama administration, basically sending government funds to an organization that had been sanctioned over its ties to terrorism. Now, apparently, World Vision was not aware that ISRA had been sanctioned by the US since 2004 after funneling roughly $5 million to Maktab al-Kiramat, the predecessor to al-Qaeda controlled by Osama bin Laden. But you know what, James? Ignorance can't suffice as an excuse. Had World Vision employed basic due diligence, taxpayer dollars would not have exchanged hands with an organization that is known to fund terrorist organizations. World Vision has a duty to ensure that funds acquired from the US government or donated by Americans do not end up supporting terrorist activity. It's plain and simple.
Oh, I could agree with you 100%, 100% on that. So, who's going to be holding Obama's feet to the fire on this?
Well, I mean, look, moreover, I doubt World Vision's assertion, that the funds were used by ISRA for humanitarian purposes. I doubt that that assertion is actually true. In fact, I would love to see an audit. And I truly believe that the money inevitably aided their terrorist activities. So who will be held accountable? Not sure, but there's some definite looking under the hood that needs to take place. And this needs to stop. Funds could have easily come back and trickled into the hands of well-deserving American taxpayers who pay their taxes, not funneling the money off to some, deep dark hole to basically fund terrorist activities. I mean, as silly as we have looked to the world, this just adds the cherry on top of the cake.
Oh, in more ways than one. In more ways than one. So it's our Americans and we have veterans that are starving in the street that are homeless, and yet Obama's going to send money overseas to these foreign terrorists and to support them. Meanwhile, people are starving here.
Correct. And
So
this is
he's
not the first time that he's been that administration has been tied to terrorist activity. The Kerry Lugar bill as well. We were talking about this during commercial break. The Kerry Lugar bill funded 1.5 billion every year to Pakistan from the year 2011 to 2014. Again, the beneficiaries of that money, probably some PPE party in Pakistan that was supposed to be using that money to fund non-GMOs to specifically help women and children. But again, that money got funneled into probably the wrong hands. So this is kind of a pattern that's been repeating itself specifically with the Obama administration. And it kind of feels a little bit duplicitous, and we're not being given the full disclosure here.
so something tells me that Obama's not going to win the most admired man in America.
No, he won't. Guess who
Who
who did win?
who is? Yeah, who did win?
Donald Trump wins title of Americans who basically he's a most admired man in the annual survey. So the 2020 poll results also featured several first-time top 10 finishers, including Dr. Anthony Fauci in fourth place on the men's list, and Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I know John, not a fan of hers, in seventh place, and Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett in ninth place on the women's list. Now, here's the interesting part. President Donald Trump has come out on top as Americans' most admired man for 2020, according to this Gallup annual survey, ending former President Barack Obama's 12-year run with the title. That's kind of
And,
interesting.
yeah, and I doubt there's any kind of voter fraud in that one. So there's a
No,
so Trump
no
Trump
voter
won
fraud.
that one hands down.
Yeah. In fact, James, 18% of the U.S. adults surveyed named Trump when asked which man living anywhere in the world they admire most, while 15% named Obama. Now, President-elect Joe Biden was third.
Third. Why is it that you think that Trump won this? Is it because he's kept his word? Is it because he's a no BS, non-political kind of guy? He does what he does, and he's a winner all the way around.
I guess so. I mean, look, this year's title, they mark the 10th time Trump has finished amongst the 10 most admired men, and the 15th time Obama had made the list. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's put on this elaborate reality TV show that's going to be clearly continuing, way into the first quarter of 2021. But the guy, people like him. He's admired to this minute. I mean, this just came out, the Gallup poll 2020.
Yeah, no, and he's done a phenomenal job. When we look at the markets, we look at the job creation, we look at everything that happened prior to the pandemic and everything that had been going on. The guy's he's a man of his word. He means what he says, and he says what he means, and he doesn't really mince words about it. And he's also perfected the art of squirrel. Looking over here and taking care of business over here. The guy's done phenomenal with Israel. He's done a number of different things. Everything that he did was pro-America, and that you got to admire that.
Exactly. They'll pay percent of that money that they owed back. And this is not a BS list. Also included in the list of most admired women were former talk show Oprah Winfrey, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. How did she make that list? I'm not really sure. Queen Elizabeth II and climate activist Greta Thunberg. So it was.
So how did All Out Crazy make it on that list? As a buddy of mine says that AOC, All Out Crazy. How did she get on that list?
The AOC has, she's a thing. She has her minions following her. Her district doesn't even follow the rules. It's like socialism for all, Medicare for all. They just want everything paid for, everything taken care of. This entitlement issue needs to end. And it's her district that have the most entitlement issues, if you ask me.
Right. Well,
blah, blah.
she's at risk right now because with the new census, they might be losing a seat up there in New York, if I'm not mistaken. Have you heard anything on that?
I don't think she's good. Look, she's got her crew down packed. She's not losing. Okay, AOC is AOC. She's going to keep that position, but I do think that the House is looking as slim as it's ever looked. And right now, you have like the Pelosi's of the world, the crazies who are trying to hold their fort down. But the good news is that the Senate keeps working in our favor. Hopefully, I think that will play out well.
Yeah, well, let's hope and pray, because looks like with the votes going on down in Georgia, what's your opinion on what's going on down there?
I'm hoping that something doesn't implode and that we maintain the control, and that the Republicans come out winners here, because that's really our best chance at keeping everything alive, given the transition of power, or if Trump will or will not concede. But I really do feel that right now every single move counts, and there's more at play than we know. But I think Georgia will be in our favor.
Xen, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate having you here on Women Wednesday, and you're awesome. Just keep up the fight. And next time you're down here in Atlantic City, let us know.
I will be there very soon, my friend. Thank you, James.
You got it. God bless.